Good day, sir. We are the Group 6, and today we're gonna tackle about sustainable tourism practices and strategies.
What is sustainable tourism? Definition and core principles. Definitions. According to the World Tourism Organization, or UNWTO, meets the needs of the present tourist and host communities while protecting and enhancing opportunities for the future. It integrates three pillars, and here are the three pillars. First, we have the environmental sustainability, which requires the preservation of natural resources, biodiversity, and ecological integrity. Second, we have the economic sustainability, which focuses on generating long-term income, creating equitable employment, and distributing benefits across all stakeholders group. And the last one is socio-cultural sustainability, which mandates respect for local cultures, preservation of heritage, and empowerment of the host communities. And let's proceed to core principles. First, we have minimize environmental impact, respect local cultures and traditions, ensure fair economic benefit for all stakeholders, promote visitors' awareness and responsible behavior, maintain long-term viability and destination. Global and local significance of sustainable tourism. The global context. Tourism contributes a significant share of a global GDP and employment. It also a major driver of carbon emissions and ecosystem degradation. Climate change and over-tourism pose threats to destination worldwide.
Relevance. At the local level, tourism is an important source of income and employment for many communities. However, without sustainability, tourism can damage local environments and disrupt cultural traditions. For example, coastal communities that protect marine ecosystems while offering eco-friendly tours benefit economically while preserving their natural resources. Next is key sustainable tourism practices. First is environmental practices. Environmental practices in tourism focus on reducing environmental impact through conservation and responsible resource use. This includes waste reduction, energy efficiency, and water conservation. Second is socio-cultural practices. It ensures that tourism supports and respects local communities. This includes community participation, protection of heritage sites, and respect for local customs. And the third one is economic practices. Aims to ensure fair wages, decent working conditions, and support for local enterprises. These practices help keep tourism income within the community. For example, restaurants or other companies purchase local farmers, contribute to sustainable local economies. Next is a strategic framework for implementation. It provides a clear structure for implementing sustainable tourism. It helps align tourism development with sustainability goals and ensures that actions are coordinated and effective. For example, setting clear sustainability targets help destination manage tourism growth responsibly. Under strategic framework, first is destination management plans or DMPs. A guide tourism development by balancing visitor satisfaction, environmental protection, and community welfare. They help regulate tourist activities and infrastructures development. For example, DMP can limit tourist access to sensitive areas to prevent environmental damage. And the second is policy interventions. It supports sustainable tourism through laws, regulations, and incentives. These policies encourage tourism stakeholders to adopt sustainable practices.
Number 3, stakeholders collaboration. Effective implementation depends on collaboration between governments, private sector organizations, communities, and non-governmental organizations or NGOs. Partnerships facilitate resource sharing, knowledge exchange, and collective actions to address complex challenges. Number 4. Consideration for local application. While core principles of sustainable tourism are universal, successful implementation must account for local conditions. Key factors to consider include: Number 1. Environmental context. Assessing ecosystem sensitivity, climate resilience needs, and resource availability. Number 2. Cultural landscape. And identifying heritage assets, community values, and social structures that shape tourism's role in the area. Number 3. Economic capacity. Evaluating existing infrastructure, local skills, and market opportunities to ensure initiatives are feasible and inclusive. 4. Governance structure. Reviewing policy frameworks, institutional capacities, and coordination mechanisms to support effective implementation. And lastly, visitor profile. Understanding travel behaviors, expectation, and willingness to engage with sustainable offerings. Number 5. Challenges and barriers. Despite its benefits, sustainable tourism faces significant obstacles to widespread adoption. First is lack of awareness. Many stakeholders, including tourists, businesses, and policymakers, have limited understanding of sustainable practices and their long-term value. Second is financial constraint. Upfront costs for green infrastructure, certification, and capacity building can be prohibitive, particularly for small-scale enterprises. Third is weak governance. Inconsistent policy enforcement, fragmented decision-making, and limited coordination across sectors can undermine progress. Fourth is over-tourism pressure. Short-term economic priorities often drive growth in popular destinations, leading to overcrowding and degradation. Lastly, vulnerability to shocks. Environmental disasters, economic downturns, and social unrest can disrupt tourism operations and erode progress toward sustainability goals.
Number 6. Recommendation for action. Addressing this challenge requires targeted action from all stakeholders. For governments, first, enforce regulation to protect environmental and cultural assets. Second, allocate public funding for sustainable tourism, infrastructure, and capacity building. Third, launch awareness campaign to promote responsible travel and business practices. And for private sector entities, first, invest in sustainable technologies and pursue third-party certification. Second, partner with local communities to design and deliver tourism offerings. And for communities, first, participate actively in tourism planning and decision-making process. Second, build capacity to engage with tourism activities as entrepreneurs, employees, and cultural stewards. Third, advocate for equitable distribution of tourism benefits. And for visitors, adhere to responsible travel guidelines, including leave no trace principle. Second, support local businesses, artisans, and community initiatives. Third, respect local cultural tradition and environmental rules. Sustainable tourism represents as a fundamental shift in how the sector is conceived and managed, moving beyond short-term growth to prioritize long-term viability, equity, and stewardship. Its success depends on recognizing the interdependence of environmental health, economic prosperity, and social well-being, and fostering collaboration across all stakeholders. While challenges remains, the imperative for sustainable tourism is clear. As a major global industry, tourism must contribute to building a more just and resilient world, rather exacerbating its challenges.